Christian Karasowitz here from ChristianKOnline.com. And today we're going to be conducting a Facebook page review for Wave Church NC. And I love conducting Facebook page reviews because it gives me the opportunity to help out businesses who are on Facebook, but they're not really sure, are they doing things the right way? Or are there things that they can be working on and improving on? So let's jump into the Wave Church NC page review. So I love the idea of the cover photo and, they've got a great logo going on here. Here are a few things, though, that I would recommend making some adjustments to. For starters, they've filled out their About section. It's very complete. They've listed websites and other social media properties that they're on. However, most users rarely click into your About section. So what you want to do is I would take my website address and put it right at the top of my About section. This way it gets seen. And moving over to the right, these are our Facebook landing page tabs. One thing I would tweak here is I would take the number of likes that you have displayed here and I would move it to this second row that's hidden. And then I noticed you post a lot about events, so I would consider moving that one up to the top. This way it's easy for your fans to get to. Also mentioning this whole thing about displaying the number of fans you have, you also have this content displayed underneath your page name. So it's essentially like having duplicate content. So definitely make sure you move that. So let's jump into your content that you're sharing on your Facebook page. You're doing a great job. You're getting a lot of reviews. You're getting a lot of likes. You're posting pretty frequently. A couple of tweaks I would make here, though. So if you're going to share a piece of content that has a website link in it, make sure you add a space between this. And you can do that by holding the Shift key and hitting the Enter key on your keyboard. Also, if you have a certain call to action you want to make here, for example, you want people to sign up to get your monthly newsletter, I would consider putting the sign up part on new lines. So do something such as sign up, and then shorten your page URL. This way it's easy for somebody to read as they're going through their newsfeed. Because remember, most users don't ever come back to your Facebook page. They consume everything in the newsfeed. So let's go down a little further. You all did a great job here with posting videos and posting very large images. A couple of things, though, that I would be aware of when I'm sharing any content. If I'm sharing an image, for example, this is a link off to a conference. As you can see here, there's an image, it's a silhouette. It's not very easy to make out. You might want to consider posting an image instead and including a link to it instead of including this little small snippet. This way it gets seen in the newsfeed and it really stands out to people. Just a couple of other tweaks that I would make to the Wave Church NC Facebook page. If you have something that is, a piece of content that you run all the time, such as this post from December 29th and this one from December 30th, I would consider varying my image that I'm posting. And this is because while the information you share on the 29th could say one thing, the one on the 30th could say something else. And not everyone's going to see the latest post. It's all going to be contingent on, how they have their newsfeed set up and also how frequently they are logging into Facebook. So definitely make sure you take advantage of that. And one last thing for you. So we have this Wave Church NC live stream that goes on Twitter. If you've got a hashtag you want people to use, for example, I would make sure to include that in my image. And I would consider varying the colors that I'm sharing here. People react differently to color. So you may want to try, a red one, a blue one, a yellow one, green one, something that stands out so that, people aren't seeing that all the time in their newsfeed. Because, let's face it, if we see the same thing over and over and over, we always think, even though we don't mean to, that, oh, I already saw that. So basically, they're going to skip over it. And I think, if you try these things on your Facebook page, you should start to see a lot more engagement on your content. If you have not also taken advantage of Facebook's insights, you can go to facebook.com/insights and look up how well your page is performing. And there's also a section that will show you what the recommended times are for you to post your content. This way you're hitting your fans at the right time, because remember, just because you post a piece of content does not mean that all of your fans are going to see it. So you're going to have to do a little legwork and figure out what works and what doesn't. And that's a lot of trial and error. So that is a Facebook page review for Wave Church NC. If you would like to have your Facebook page reviewed, feel free to check out the following site, bit.ly.com/FB page review, and send me your information and we'll pick a Facebook page to review. If you like additional Facebook marketing tips and tutorials outside of page reviews, check out ChristianKOnline.com.